Good morning, class. Let's bow down our head and feel the presence of the Lord Jesus Christ. Let us check the attendance first. I'm glad that everyone is present today. I bet you are ready for our next lesson. Before we proceed to our next lesson for today, please be reminded with the proper health protocols. Maintain social distancing, sanitize your hand, and wear face masks at all times. But before we proceed to our next lesson, can anybody from the class tell us what our previous topic was? Very good, class. Today we have another lesson. Class, I will group you into two groups. You are going to fill out the correct word. Each group will be given 5 minutes to fill out the puzzle. And after filling out, they will choose presenter to present within 2 minutes.
Good day, everyone. My name is Teacher Shikina A.C. Madresta, your teacher for today. And you can call me Teacher Shik. So for today's class, what do you think food preservation is? Or what is food preservation? Yes. Alright, very good. Thank you for sharing your idea. That's right. Food preservation is the process of changing raw ingredients into food by means of physical or chemical way. Preservation, on the other hand, is the process of stopping and slowing down of spoilage to prevent food from borne illness and extend its shelf life. So the methods of food preservation. So there are different kinds or there are different methods of food preservation. So first is the drying. So drying is one of the oldest methods and the simplest methods of food preservation. It is the most easiest method of food preservation. The moisture content of the food is removed, being easy to store and carry and requiring no refrigerator. It makes the dried food ideal for domestic as well as for a rough traveling or a rough outdoors activity. Kanang ato mo mag-outing mo, so dried food is advisable nga dalod because dili na siya magbasa-basa, no, dili na siya mag-produce og mga any kanang mga moisture. So it is usually processed, no, o gina-process jud siya through the heat of the sun. So nga na lang siya pagpa-dry, imong ibulad, no, muna siyang kasagaran nato ang mga product, no, mga bulad, mga squid nga bulad, mga ipauga nga mga materials o mga ingredients or mga food, mga vegetables and fruits. So muna siya ang drying. Moreover, the dried foods are good source of quick energy and wholesome nutrition because the only thing that lost during the preservation is its moisture. So, gipaugaran man nato siya. So, ang nutrients nga naa atong product or naa atong food is nagpabilin lang gihapon siya. So, next, number 2 is the salting. Salting is a method of processing the food in the most common before the modern refrigeration. Salting preserve food by drawing water out of the food, preventing bacteria from growing and spoiling the food. Salt is applied to the food to be preserved like meat, fish, shrimp, squids, eggs, and etc. Products made from salting are bagoong, burong mangga, mustard, salted egg, and fish sauce, and many more. Yes, that's it for salting. Next is freezing. So freezing delays spoilage and keeps food safe by preventing microorganisms from growing and by slowing enzyme activity that cause food to spoil. It is stored in the lower degree temperature and is covered by a freezer. Next is the refrigeration. So unsay may difference or unsay kalahian sa freezing and refrigeration? So refrigeration kay mas higher ang iyang temperature. So ang freezing lower gid no, mubo gid ang temperature ana. While sa refrigeration is taas-taas siya gamay sa freezing. So dili niya ginapa-ice ang product but ginapabugnaw lang niya. So muna siya ang sa refrigeration. So ang refrigeration is one of the most popular forms of food in use today. So it keeps low temperature to prolong freshness, like ginaprolong niya ang freshness sa isa ka product o sa isa ka food. Example ani kay mga egg, fruits, vegetables, and other nga mga materials nga kinahanglan nga i-stay ang fresh. Next is the smoking. From the word itself, smoking, so it uses the product or the food is being processed with the use of smoke. It is the process of flavoring, browning, cooking, or preserving food by exposing it to smoke from burning or smoldering materials, most often woods. So muna ginagamit mga woods, no, gahaling sila og woods, tapos ginabitay nila dito ang food, no, ginabitay nila dito ang kanang mga meat, kasagaran meat ang ginagamit ani, and kanang usa pa ni mga fishes. So ginabitay na siya dito, tapos ginapaasuhan hantod sa kanang ang kana nga product kay maugas siya, no, o maluto siya pinaagi sa smoke. So, common kay na ginagamit o ginabuhat diri sa Agusan del Sur since we are kana familiar with the daing. Yes, daing is a product of smoking. Sa smoking. Next is the curing. Curing through the use of combination of salt, sugar, and either nitrated or nitrated fish and meat. It can be successful preservation method and even add flavoring to them. Curing is a method done by soaking or injecting meat with preservatives like sugar, salt, vinegar, and salerated solution. So muna siya ang kanang ginamarinate pabitaw na to. Commonly example ane kay kanang mga suriso, hot dogs, longganisa, and other processing foods. Muna siya ang kanang curing. And mga kids, no, mostly kamo, I know, hilig kay mo ani nga mga pagkaon, mga suriso, mga longganisa, and morning nga mga gina-breakfast nato, mga tocino, hams, and other. Next sa freezing is pickling. So, the process of preparing food by soaking and storing it in a brine containing salt, acid, usually ginagamit kay vinegar, or both, a process which can be preserved otherwise perishable foods for the moths, and resulting food is called pickle. Ano siya mga pickle? So next is canning. So we are very familiar with the canning. So kasagaran na mapalit nato na siya sa mga convenience stores, sa mga mga stores, no, mapalit nato na siya. Canning kay mga example ani kay mga dilata. So muna siya ang mga canning. So, canning is important and safe method for preserving food if practiced properly. Kung sakto lang gid ang mga methods nga gigamit, kung sakto lang ang mga materials ang gigamit, kung limpyo ang environment nga ilahang giprosesan sa food, then it is one of the most important and safe method in preserving food. So, it involves placing food in a jars and similar containers and heating them to a temperature that destroys microorganisms that cause food to spoil. During the heating process, air is driven out of the jar. So, gina-vacuum ng mga air din ha. Tapos, when it cools down, so pagka nambugnaw na siya, gina-seal din na siya. So, that seal prevent the air from getting back on the product and kanang makakontaminate sa microorganism. So muna gina-vacuum ang mga air para dili mo dako ang mga microorganism dito, dili madagan ang mga microorganism. Next is sweetening. So sweetening or sugar preservation. When we say sweetening and sugar preservation, it is very very common or very usual. Dali ra kay nato masabtan, no. Ang main ingredients ani is sugar. So in preserving the food, ang ginagamit na to nga ingredients is sugar. Sugaring is the process of desiccating a food by first dehydrating it, then packing it with a pure sugar. This sugar can be sterilized in the form of a table or raw sugar, or it can be a high sugar density figure such as honey, syrup, or molasses. So, jam the fruit o mga jam fruits muna sa ang usually nga mga example sa mga kaning sweetened or sugar preservation method. So, ginajam ang food by cooking it in the sugar as the main ingredient. And I really like the pineapple jam. So, muna siya ang kasagaran ako mismo nga gabuhat ug ana because I really love and enjoy eating those food. So, next is the lastly, pinaka-last na gina siya, no? Last but not the least, the sterilization. Sterilization, it involves using heat to kill microorganisms and bacteria. The food item must be properly put to have its life to several years. So, muna siyang example. So, ano siya, ginapabukalan siya hantod sa kanang mga microorganism kay mapatay siya. Ug tungod ana, dili na siya basta-basta o dali-dali nga mapanos or madaot ang atong food. So, unsa day ang mga butang nga makapadaot sa food? Yes, it is because of the microorganism kung sa kanang kuan pa, and for the meat mo natin ginatawag nga enzyme nga mao ang mukutkot or ang mahimo nga way nga ma-decay ang isa ka organism. So, mao na siya. And you know what? Food preservation is very helpful in our life. No, it can save money, time, and also it can help our parents, in budgeting. So with this, we can avoid food waste, and you know what? It is very helpful, and we are blessed to have food while other children or other people has food shortage. So para dili ta magsayang-sayang og food and mga grasya nga gihatag ni Lord sa atua, let us preserve it para maglast ang iyahang life, no? So mao lang na siya for today's lesson, and I hope that you have learned naamoy na gain nga mga learnings nga inyong magamit for your daily lives. So I am Shikina FC Madresta, your teacher for today, and that's it. Thank you so much for listening. And the next activity will be given by the next teacher.
Okay, class, I want you to review your knowledge. I want you to answer my questions regarding to our topic that we discussed. So if you listen, you can answer. So who can tell me what is food preservation? So if you have an answer, class, please raise your right hand. Yes, Anna?
Food preservation can be defined as the process of treating and handling food in such a way to stop or greatly slow down a spoilage and prevent foodborne illness while maintaining nutritional value, textures, and flavor.
Very good. Another question is, what is the importance of food preservation? Yes, Joshua.
The importance of that it is primary objective of food preservation is to prevent food spoilage until it can be consumed.
Yes, it is very good, Joshua. So, okay, class, give them a claps for their wonderful answers. Okay, now class, we will have a group activity. So you will count into 1, 2, 3, and all number 1 set there, all number 2 set in front, and all number 3 set in their side, in the last side. Okay, class, after groupings, all you have to do is to make your own dried food and present it if you're done with your work. Do you understand, class? I will give you 20 minutes to do your work. So start now. So is there anything questions, clarifications about our topic, class? If you have a questions, just raise your right hand and I will give you a feedback. Thank you. So our last activity for now, class, is read each sentence carefully. So fill in the blank with the correct answers. So select your answer inside the box. So use separate sheet of paper and answer it. This is your assignment, class. So God bless and thank you, class.